Hi everyone, thank you for joining us today. In this video, we're going to be reacting to another of Jeffries' comedy on gun control. Part 2. We reacted to the part 1 previously, and that one was absolutely amazing. Been getting a lot of comments to react to this one, so I thought, why not? Let's check it out. All right, without any further ado, people, let's go. I'm gonna say it's a Netflix special. I don't know if they're gonna let me post it. Initially, they blocked the previous one, but then somehow I tried it again and it went through. So I'm gonna try this one. If it does go through, then maybe you might be able to see it. Otherwise, I'll try my best.
Second reason, and this is the big one. I'm foreign. And that's pissing the fuck out of you right now. And your brain is on a loop and you can't fucking turn it off. And it's just going around in a circle and you're just going, if you don't like it, go home. If you don't like it, go home. And my answer to that is no. Came here legally, I pay my taxes, I'll say whatever the fuck I want. Your First Amendment means that I can say the Second Amendment sucks dicks.
Whoa.
And unless you're an American Indian, you're a fucking immigrant as well, so fuck off. People get so precious about it. Like, I understand that to Americans your Constitution is very important. I respect it, but please understand that every country has one as well. It's no more special than any other Constitution. We have one in Australia. I don't know what it says. I've never seen it. If there's a problem, we'll check it, but everything's going fine. And don't get me wrong, I get that the Constitution's important to you. I get it, right? I've had people come up to me in my face and scream at me in car parks as I'm leaving the theatre, going, "You cannot change the Second Amendment." And I'm like, yes, you can. It's called an amendment.
It's a wind up, isn't it?
If you can't change something, it's called an amendment. See, many of you need a thesaurus more than you need a constitution. And if you don't know what a thesaurus is, get a dictionary, work your way forward. Don't think your constitution is set in stone. You've changed things before. You used to have prohibition in there, right? And then people were like, hey, who likes getting fucked up? Yeah, I like getting fucked up too. Let's get that one out. Let's get that one out. You used to have this other thing in America called slavery. And then Lincoln came along and went, that's it, no more slaves. And 50% of you went, fuck you, don't take my slaves! And then the same bullshit arguments came out that you have with guns. Why should I have my slaves taken off me? I'm a responsible slave owner. I am trained in how to use my slaves safely. Just because that guy mistreated his slaves doesn't mean that my rights should be taken away from me.
Oh gosh.
I use my slaves to protect my family. I keep my slaves locked in a safe.
So you're the cold as well.
That's the thing. Why should I have my guns taken off me? I've done nothing wrong. Look, I agree with you. If you're a responsible gun owner and you don't fuck around with them, then you should be allowed your guns. You really should. But that's not how society works. We have to play to the 1% that are such fuckwits they ruin it for the rest of us. We have to walk as slow as our slowest person to keep society fucking moving, right? I take drugs like a fucking champion, right? We should all be allowed to take fucking drugs, but we can't, can we? Because Sarah took drugs and she stabbed the fucking kids. Oh, thanks, Sarah, you fucked it up for everyone, right? Everyone should be allowed to drive their car as fast as they can do it, right? But we can't because Jonathan got drunk and ran over a family. Thanks, Jonathan! Now I have...
You know what? And the examples is coming in, they're actually quite brilliant. It's brilliantly thought of. somebody left a comment about the use of guns and stuff like that, and the assault rifle actually meaning something else, which I didn't know about. So it's actually quite interesting. Thank you very much for that. But this is the thing, isn't it, in terms of owning a weapon and stuff like that? There are some people that really do use it properly and all of that. But most importantly, when it comes to owning a weapon, which in America, this is something that happens. We don't have any of that here in the UK. But it's having to account for everybody else, isn't it? And I think that's what it is. It's with all of those examples, they could fit in to today's argument. It's yeah, it's so cool.
I have to drive at 30, you fucking idiot! See, that's the thing. Why should I have my guns taken off me? I'm responsible just because that guy's crazy. Who's to say you're not crazy? That's the thing about crazy people. They don't know they're crazy. That's what makes them crazy. The only thing you know for sure on this earth is I think, therefore I am. You know that you exist. Anything past that is open to interpretation, right? You know you exist and that's it. Right now, I think I'm in Boston talking to 1,200 people. That's what I think I'm doing. But there is a good to fair chance that I'm in a mental home standing in front of a white wall going, I hate guns, I hate guns, I hate guns.
This guy's a crazy man.
See, one of the better arguments is, well, if you take the guns away, then only the criminals will have guns. Not true. When they banned the guns in Australia, it worked. When they banned them in Britain, it worked. Okay, that Bushmaster gun that the kid was going to use in Sandy Hook cost like $1,000 American, and you can buy it in Walmart. It'll be delivered to your house. That's it, man. $1,000, right? That same gun in Australia on the black market costs $34,000. Now, if you have $34,000, you don't need to be a criminal. You've got $34,000. You're a great little saver. Keep going. So that covers the criminals, but that doesn't cover the people who want to murder your family, that are coming after you and your family. It kind of does. Like, the people who do the massacres, it covers them because, okay, the kid at Colorado who thought he was the Joker, let's say that he had some social issues. The kid at Sandy Hook was Asperger's as fuck. Right? I don't know if you know a lot about the black market, but you can't just rock up at the docks going, guns! Who wants to sell me a gun?
And that's the thing, though, isn't it? If you limit access, then it's the demand for it drops, and also when the demand when what am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is all about economics, isn't it? I suppose that's what I'm trying to say. It's the less access you have to stuff, the more it's going to cost. And when people begin to think about the cost, the goal that you've got then goes out the window, because not everybody's then got that disposable income to do certain things, isn't it? It doesn't mean that you're not going to have the odd person here or there that would go out their way to do it or steal it or whatever it is that they're going to do. It doesn't mean that at all. But the possibility of the repeated harm coming to people, it just reduces. I think that's what it is. Again, people are entitled to have their weapons and stuff like that because that's what the Constitution says. And I'm not advocating for people to lose their stuff. That's not what I'm advocating for. All we're saying in terms of being critical in our thinking, which is what the channel is all about, being critical in our thinking, have we thought of the alternative?
Now, I'm going to wrap this up. We won't talk about it anymore. Now, see, the one thing that I do really agree with the right to bear arms, I really agree with that. The real reason it was written was so that you could form a militia to fight against a tyrannical government. In case the government became a bunch of cunts, you could all get your guns and fight back. And that's why it was written. Yeah!
Okay, that's why I found
that
that.
made a hell of a lot of sense when it was just muskets. But you do know the government has drones, right? You get that? You're bringing guns to a drone fight. Like, if we went back to muskets, I'm all for it. Keep the Second Amendment. If we all have muskets, muskets are awesome. Every cunt should be carrying a musket with them at all times. You know what's good about the musket? It gives you a lot of time to calm down. Someone calls your wife fat and you're like, fuck you, buddy. Nah, you're not a bad guy. You're all right.
Oh my days, that was cool. That was so cool. Oh my days, man. That was so cool. I hated it. All of that effort to want to hurt someone. Then you have to then think, oh, do I really want to go through that? That was so cool. That was so cool. Oh dear. Oh dear. And I think the point I was going to try and make at the end, which is what this person had mentioned in their comment as well, is why the weapons were needed to be able to fight back, fight the government back, which again, we're hoping it doesn't get to that stage where people feel the need to want to fight the government back. We're hoping we're able to live in a society where people feel that they can elect the right people and remove the people that are abusing their position. We're hoping that we have a society that continues to be democratic. Some of its decisions and actions are debatable in a democratic society, but to a certain extent, we can somewhat call it democratic. And if we continue to live in that society, then there shouldn't be any need for this sort of huge ammunition that people have. I say that to say this. In some of the other countries where there are no access to that level of firepower, there don't seem to be the same level of harm coming to children from that source. It doesn't mean that people are not getting hurt. It doesn't mean that at all. There are other ways, but like here in the UK, you've got huge issues with knife crime, especially around the London area. But all I'm trying to say is, imagine having your guns and also knife crime to go along with that. You're having to tackle two issues rather than one. And it's just something to kind of think about, really, isn't it? Again, I'm not saying that people need to be losing their stuff. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, let's talk. Which is what the channel is all about, isn't it? Engaging in conversation. Let's talk. Let's not be angry at each other. Let's just engage in conversation. All right. I thought that was funny. Let me know if there's any other one that he does that's really quite funny as well. And I will try my best to react to it. If you like what we're all about, please like, subscribe, and join our community. And until next time, guys, it has been Kings. Peace. Bye for now.